Beverly Hillbillies.
Child. If the Lord had wanted me to swim around in water, he'd have given me fins.
Oh, you sure are gussed up. Where you going?
I'm going shopping for our Thanksgiving victuals. I hear your beau's coming to eat with us.
I ain't got no beau.
Your pa says so. Mr. Drysdale's stepson. You know, the one they call Sonny.
Shucks, I ain't never even seen him.
Well, your pa tells it. He's coming to court you and spark you.
What does that mean?
You don't know what courting and sparking is?
No.
No, I guess you wouldn't at that. Well, when I get back, you and me better have a little talk.
Have you ever been courted and sparked, Granny?
Honey? When I was a girl back in Tennessee, I set so many boys' hearts on fire that they took to calling that neck of the woods the Smoky Mountain.
Well, see you later.
Daisy, you old heartbreaker. You still got it.
That's the truth. Who you stepping out with?
Ain't stepping out with nobody. I'm going to the supermarket.
What's a supermarket?
I don't know. I reckon it's kind of like a general store. But that's where you have to go to buy your victuals out here. And there's some things I need for that Thanksgiving spread.
Oh, say, speaking of Thanksgiving, we can use the big fancy eating table. I just finished notching the last pot passer.
You think they'll reach?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's give them a try.
Jethro!
Yeah, Granny? You all set to get took to the supermarket?
No, not yet. Fetch me a pot to the fancy eating room.
Yes, sir.
That sure is a mighty fine eating table.
Jethro's fetching a pot.
Granny, you gotta admit, folks built this table sure knowed what they was doing. It is built solid.
It is that. You could set a half-dozen turkey gobblers on there and never sag it a bit.
This here is a dandy idea, especially if you got young ones at the table. The plates won't slip off on the floor.
Yeah, I've sure scrubbed up a mess of pone and sorghum.
Bet nobody ever scrubbed up none from this floor.
There's been plenty spilled on the table, though.
Sorghum?
Something sticky. I can't get that green tablecloth off there. Save me.
It's stuck on it.
I can't imagine anybody to lay a clean tablecloth on a sticky table.
Yeah, Granny, I reckon all women ain't as spick and span as you are when it comes to keeping house.
Here you are, Granny.
Set it in the middle of the table so we'll see if these pot passers reach.
Yeah, I reckon that'll do the trick, all right.
Jed, maybe you better whittle some sharp points on a few of them, and we can spear the meat and pass it.
Good idea, Granny. I'll do that.
How do you reckon the folks that lived here before us passed things?
Well, they probably had a big family and passed from hand to hand. That reminds me, we're having 5 for our Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah, you already told me.
Company coming?
Extra special company. Elly's beau.
Has Elly got a beau?
She sure has.
Mr. Drysdale's stepboy, Sonny.
Him and Elly ain't never seen each other yet. Sonny and his ma just come in from Boston. But Mr. Drysdale says his boy will be just happy to come a-courting Elly.
I won't. I have never submitted to a blind date before, and I refuse to do it now.
Sonny, dear, do it justice once for your daddy.
He's not my daddy. He's your husband.
All right, then. Do it for stepdaddy. It seems to mean a great deal to him.
Mother, I'm the most popular man on the campuses of 3 universities. Vassar, Wellesley, and Smith. To those girls, I'm an idol, be worshipped. I can't just date anyone.
Sonny, dear, it might be fun to date someone new. Someone young, and lovely, and charming.
For her, yes. But how do I know what she'll look like? No, I can't. I can't. It might cause too much of a trauma, Mama.
But your stepdaddy says she's very attractive. And it seems that she's the daughter of his wealthiest depositor, whom he wishes very much to please.
Mother, what kind of a man have you married? He's selling me for a rich man's gold. It's sordid! Oh, it is sordid! It is sordid!
No, my precious baby. I know it was wrong of me to marry a common bank president, but I wanted you to have everything, and all I could give you was the heritage of a fine old family. But it takes money, too, darling.
Money, I hate that word. Makes the rich the social equal of us.
Oh, no, dear. It could never do that.
I wish you'd read the thesis I wrote on economics last week. Money and why it is not important.
You know, for a boy who's been going to college for 17 years, you haven't learned much.
Milburn, you must not throw it up to Sonny that he keeps going to college. He's trying to find himself.
Don't take my advice. Don't look. Come on, dear. Let Sonny get dressed for his date.
I'll draw him a nice hot bath.
Try not to drown.
Daddy? Just a moment, Daddy.
You called me Daddy. You've never done that before. Well, don't ever do it again.
I refuse to date a strange girl just to benefit your economic situation.
Well, I've got news for you, Sonny. My economic situation and your economic situation have a very definite relationship.
Money doesn't interest me. Who steals my purse steals trash.
Well, you will have a date with Elly May Clampett, and you'll be nice to her, or I'll cut off every penny of your trash.
Milburn, did I hear you say that it's the Clampett girl you're asking Sonny to date?
That's right.
But, my dear, I haven't finished the genealogical check of their family tree. We don't know that Elly May is socially acceptable for Sonny.
Good heavens.
Now, you listen to me, Sonny. Jed Clampett is thrilled at the prospect of his daughter having a date with you. A city boy, educated, refined. To him, you're a knight in shining armor, a handsome Prince Charming. He thinks you're the greatest thing that could ever happen to his daughter.
Mr. Clampett sounds like a very intelligent man.
No, dear. I've heard the most disturbing reports about the Clampetts. I understand they're no better than peasants.
Good heavens, a date with a girl like that is unthinkable.
Now, Margaret, I hesitate to assert my authority. But unless I have assurance that my wishes will be carried out, I'm afraid I will have to...
Mother! Dad! Who is that?
Who is she?
Who is what, dear?
That divine creature by the pool next door.
That's the Clampett girl, Elly May.
Oh, Dad, you're sensational. Of course I'll date her.
Good boy.
But, Sonny, she's not a blue blood.
The color may not be right, Mother, but I sure dig that crazy container. Oh! Wow!
Granny, you wearing perfume?
Pure vanilla extract.
You rascal. You're gonna have that storekeeper's head just a spinning.
That's the idea. Just because I got plenty of money don't mean I have to spend it all.
Howdy, Pa. What you doing?
Oh, I'm fixing some turkey stickers for a company meal. Oh, say, Ellie,
Yeah, Pa.
is there anything you don't know about the birds and the bees?
No. How come you to ask?
Well, I reckon these what Sonny Drysdale's been studying at school. Either that or he's partial to them.
How'd you know?
Well, when I mentioned to Miss Hathaway that you was going to be keeping company with Sonny Drysdale, she says, Mr. Clampett, she says, you better have a talk with your daughter about the birds and the bees.
Shucks, I know all about the little critters.
Well, that's how I figured you being raised in the woods and all. But I didn't let on to Miss Hathaway. I know she's just trying to be helpful.
Granny says she's going to have a talk with me about courting and sparking.
She is. Well, I'm glad of that, Ellie. I was kind of wondering who was going to do that.
Pa, why don't you tell me about courting and sparking?
Well, Ellie, that's something that a girl's ma usually tells her about.
Well, I ain't got no ma, so why don't you tell me?
Well, Granny will do it when she comes back.
Well, what if she don't get back before Sonny Drysdale comes? Then I won't know how to court and spark him.
Well, you ain't supposed to court and spark him. That's what a feller does to a girl.
How? What does he do?
Well, he gets himself all slicked up, shaves real close, shines his shoes, puts on a stiff collar and a clean shirt. And he goes to calling on the girl, toting a nice big store-bought box of candy.
Hot diggity dog, I'm gonna like courting and sparking.
It's only the courting part. I ain't got to the sparking yet.
What's that like, Pa?
Well, she invites him to come in the parlor and sit. And they usually sit on a sofa or something, him on one end, her on the other.
Yeah?
Well, then he goes to carefully, little at a time, scooching down to where he's within reaching distance of the girl.
Sonny Drysdale gonna do that to me?
He might. And when he does, that's when a girl has got to be careful.
Don't you worry, Pa. If that rascal goes to reaching for my candy, I'll knock him clean off of that sofa.
Oh, Sonny, you sea beast. You creature from the Blue Lagoon.
Now, my dear, don't you fling yourself overboard, because I'm not worth it.
No, don't. My dear, my...
Oh, well, there were too many girls aboard anyway. We were beginning to list.
Sonny, are you decent?
Not me.
The devil.
Come in.
Sonny, you're beautiful.
Mother! Girls are beautiful, boys are handsome, dashing, debonair.
You're right. I'm beautiful.
Well, I just spoke to Jed Clampett. He's expecting you to call this afternoon. Maybe take Elly May for a drive. And tomorrow, they're expecting you for Thanksgiving dinner.
2 days? Gee, stepdad, no girl has ever been exposed to me for 2 consecutive days. What? Well, it may be unleashing forces too powerful to control.
What if the Clampett girl gets serious about Sonny?
Well, we'll celebrate with the finest champagne money can buy.
Oh, no, my baby's not ready for marriage.
Margaret, he's 35 years old.
I am not. I was a leap year baby.
Now, I had enough of this nonsense. Now, you climb into that expensive sports car I bought you and go calling on that girl, or so help me out.
Children, please. Sonny has never been exposed to violence. Even when he was born, I gave the doctor strict orders that he was not to be spanked.
But it's not too late to start. Now, are you going or aren't?
I'm going! I am going!
You want me to go along?
No, my dear.
For a meet, Mr. Sonny? Why, no trouble at all. There you are. Whack off as much as you want.
Jed, he's back from the supermarket.
What darnation is that?
That is what you call a shopping cart. There's a sign down at the supermarket that says take one. So Granny did.
But there's Indian givers. They wanted me to give it back when we were leaving.
She didn't do it. Did you, Granny?
You're darn tootin'. Oh, they sweet as honey when you first come in. But they give you a heap of trouble when you start to leave.
What kind of trouble, Granny?
Well, First, you stand in a line with a kind of a gate. And at that gate, there's a woman. She looks at what you've got. Then she starts to push a lot of little knobs, and bells start to ring, and a drawer pops open with a lot of money in it.
Doggy.
Then she tells you how much money to give her. She says to me, she says, that'll be $28.25. And I says, now you make up your mind. Is it 28 or is it 25? And she says to me, she says, that's $28.25. Well, I seen I wasn't getting no place with her. So I give her the benefit of the doubt, and I plunked down 28. A quarter and 3 pennies.
I reckon that pleased her.
You'd have thought so, but not her. As I started through the gate, she says, hold on. Madam, you're short. I said, maybe so, but I'm big enough to take you on.
Fanny was getting right mad.
Well, you'd have got mad too, Jeff. And you get after Elly about running around in boys' pants. You should see those women in that supermarket.
Was wearing boy's pants, was he?
Some of them were in their underpants. Actually, I wanted to get Jethro out of there.
Action.
And I did, too. By dingy, they didn't stop us.
Good for you, Granny.
Does that weird-looking vehicle belong to you?
No, sir.
Can you move it?
I reckon so.
Please do. It completely spoils the effect of my imported 190.
What should I do with it?
Oh, I don't care. Just get it out of sight. Hide it somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Sonny Drysdale to see Miss Clampett.
Oh, come in, come in.
What you doing, Jethro?
Trying to find out how to drive this thing.
What for? Whose is it?
Sonny Drysdale. He asked me to get it out of sight for him.
All right. Just trying to surprise Elly. Where do you say put it?
Well, he just said hide it somewheres.
Yeah, let's accommodate him. You take the front end, I'll take the back. We'll put it back to them bushes yonder.
Okay.
Is he toting a box of candy, Granny?
He sure is, honey. All tied up with ribbon. Oh, Elly. Child, you are just beautiful. Shall I sprinkle some vanilla extract on you? Becca? No, I better not. Sometimes that drives them wild. Elly, I didn't get to talk to you about courting and sparking.
Oh, that's all right, Granny. Pa told me.
Oh, all right, now you follow me. Don't be nervous. Here she is, Mr. Drysdale.
Thank you. You're beautiful. Divine.
Never mind me. Say something nice to her.
Hold it just a moment. What a vision you are. What a picture you make. From your golden hair down to your...
Is that for me?
Yes, yes it is.
Bet y'all can guess what it is.
Try.
It's something sweet,
Exquisitely sweet.
something yummy,
The yummiest.
something all girls like.
You guessed it, it's me. You can sleep with it under your pillow.
You want to come into the parlor?
What are we going to do in there?
Talk about the birds and the bees.
Well, Scooby. Do. You peasant girls don't beat around the bush. Miss Clampett, my lips long to taste your lovely hand.
him. That rascal was fixing to bite me.
Broomstick to him.
My car, where is it?
Oh, it's hid good, ain't it? Ain't nobody can find where we put it.
Big oaf, I'll destroy you.
Oh, Mother! Mother! Who was that? Sonny Drysdale. Mother! Mumsy!
He's a mean critter, Jed.
Yeah, Pa, he bites.
I did him a favor, and he commenced to hitting me.
I claim us Clampets have been insulted by the Drysdales. Let's go feud them.
Oh, now.
Why, we could whoop them with one hand tied behind us.
We ain't got no cause to whooping, Granny.
No cause. Why, just yesterday I went over there to the Drysdales to borrow a cup of possum fat. And that butler fella that lives over there, he says to me, you wouldn't pull my leg, would you? And I said, well, one good turn deserves another. Stick it up here and I'll give it a yank. And do you know that he slammed the door right in my face? Let's go.
Now, hold on. Now, we're all going to calm down. Go next door, talk to Mr. Drysdale. We'll straighten this whole thing out. Come on.
There, there. Mother's baby is going to be all right. Was it just a dreadful experience, darling?
Dreadful.
Margaret, Sonny, Clampets are here.
They followed me.
Come in.
Where's Sonny?
Here I am.
Well, we've straightened out the misunderstanding, and now these people have something they want to say.
Well, Sonny, I reckon this is all my fault. I'm sorry I wasn't to the door like a proper paw had ought to been.
I'm sorry I throwed you, Sonny. And I sure do thank you for that nice picture you give me.
And I'm sorry you hurt your hand hitting me, Sonny.
And me and Jethro was sorry that we hid the automobile. We towed it back over and set it down in front of your house.
Well, I can't think of nothing I'm sorry for. But we sure would be proud to have you all come and take Thanksgiving victuals with us.
Sonny and I wouldn't think.
Of passing up an invitation like that. We'll be there, all of us.
Let us say grace. We sure have got a lot to be thankful for, Lord. We got good health, good neighbors, good food. Jethro's going to school. Elly's got a feller. I guess everything is just about fine, and we sure do thank you. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Well, Jethro, hand out the pot passers and the meat stabbers. And let's get at it.
Debbie's on drumstick.
This has been a Filmways presentation.